Woezor TV air trending and in say a brother sitting president John Dramani Mahama no nya emeye Ghana man penino nani to ne campaigning in na Woezor ena enene kro na busia some radio chese or say sitting president in Woezor ena wodini echa streaming baby bi obekobia Woezor na Ghana for so muntia se sene se hunti na GTV wo na Woezor ena John Dramani Mahama president choose abusia ni nyina eba bebo mu nhwemu ha se ni makai mu se aha Greater One TV tuber sana don se mia subscribe tem ni so amaye wa like your videos no wa comment na afi wa share na onua bi enye bi ahwe. The sitting president John Dramani Mahama ebra no nyama president no e Franka Atuni de ma NDC amayoko na busia yebesha de baby obi obekobia na Woezor ene streaming no baby obekobia Woezor baby obekobia na ese Woezor yenyina nso enim se Woezor no ni meaning eye TV no na sehwe nyina ne se welcome na se akwaba ebusia na opanyin kese eye Woezor TV no eye ne dia eye stand dogbe ono na Woezor TV ni endia na currently no oye deputy chief of staff ewo eye ya papa John Dramani Mahama ememwoni na ebusia from Genesis to Revelation ko sisi ewie campaign no to no na yese Woezor na streaming we papa John Dramani Mahama magana fo hunu na nsema ode ebre Ghana for na after say yewie ye ne de na yese no ye because independent eno no ye amayoko bi dia ba sesi ane de oye waso in into oye Ghana president na yese oye nation ni nyina dia enti Woezor eni akwanya bio se osi GTV anase GBC as a whole no anemu abusia we eye ensem bi efiri eye abrante bi efiri no Olele Salvador ono ene CEO of Olele Salvador network ono ene ne dia odo na din same we are to your expressing the view ama Greater One TV enso e bi ba se ensem we are work can ye say anti say no Woezor for GTV for adwuma na ne din ntina ama Woezor for GTV for adwuma because say GTV ana say can say GTV for ye be call GBC for omu network ni enye omu view no TV enema ni nya clear omu sound enya na enu ntina ma Woezor for say de omaji GTV for na say GBC Ghana Broadcast Corporation for ejuma na abusia Olele Salvador ne nsem bi odi tu dwa mumie nkotie.
And it's something that I think it shouldn't be overlooked because it's been overlooked for some time. Now, President Mahama was in Germany and he attended the Munich Security Conference where he obviously is the chairperson of the TANA Forum and he led the TANA MSc side event on deepening global fragmentation, implications for Africa's peace and unity. Now, he didn't only chair the forum, but he also served as a panelist during the leaders segment, which followed the opening of the conference by German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier. And that panel focused on, quote, towards a stronger United Nations in a fragmented world. Now, those of you who don't know what the Munich Security Conference is about, it basically discusses the world's security policy challenges and it brings together hundreds of participants, including heads of state and government, ministers of defense and foreign affairs, and leading figures from academia, business, and civil society. Fantastic work. Now, when I woke up and I logged on to my social media, as it were, I realized that TV3, i.e. Media General, had posted a video of the president's contribution to the panel. In this video, he was actually addressing repercussions and what it means for African countries now that US President Donald Trump has halted foreign aid through certain agencies like the USAID and so on and so forth. What caught my attention was the fact that this particular video you are seeing right now was being streamed or was being televised by Woezor TV. Now, there are two schools of thoughts here. There is the media outfit that is under the office of the president or under the presidency communications, right? And it is boldly embossed. You see the emblem there. Now, when a media house has a master feed or a master copy of a particular event, you often see their logo closer to the edge first before you see any other media house putting their logo annexed to it, right? Some of them, some of the media houses don't really respect. They will just emboss their logo on yours. But the whole idea is when you're the first to bring feed or you're the first to put out a feed, and your feed is even of top-notch quality, often when other media houses are tapping into your feed, they put their logo next to you, right? But what caught my attention is this is a presidential occasion. It's a presidential activity. And I was wondering where the station of the nation was. Ever since President John Mahama became president, we've seen, and I stand to be corrected, you may agree or disagree with me, but personally, I have seen that there seems to be some level of preferential access or prioritized access to a private-owned media house like Woezor TV, bringing us closer to the president as against what the state broadcaster is licensed and regulated to do under the legal and regulatory framework of the state broadcaster. Now, this is just not unique to this particular visit. When you go to our president's X account, all right, and I'm sure you can even check that, or even his YouTube. Now, look at this. Just look at this. From January 7, since President Mahama got sworn in, look at what I'm talking about here. Woezor TV is the one, that is even amplified on the president's X account. This is the presidential inauguration. You see Woezor TV here. Woezor TV here. Okay? Let's go to National Muslim Prayer and Thanksgiving. Woezor TV is here as well. You see it here as well. You can see it here. It's there. Okay. Then you go to National Prayer and Thanksgiving. Woezor TV. Okay. Still the stream on Woezor TV. All right. President John Mahama's thank you tour in the Volta region. Woezor TV. Okay, no problem. We keep going. The dialogue is live on Woezor TV. All right. Okay, we keep going. This is the Munich conference that Mahama went to. It's also being streamed or being amplified by Woezor TV. Okay. African Union. That was just yesterday. Is also being amplified by Woezor TV. So the question I'm asking myself is, Woezor TV is a private media outfit. It's not the state broadcaster. Now, we all do know that Woezor TV has been with President John Dramani Mahama when he was in opposition as a political party leader, right? They have been, the guys who have amplified his voice. But my point is, President Mahama is no longer a political party leader. He is now the president of the Republic of Ghana, not NDC. It's just the same argument as a presidential jet. And please, let nobody try and politicize this thing. It just could be an oversight, right? Now, those of you don't understand what I'm saying. The JBC is Ghana's state-owned broadcaster, and it's supposed to operate as a public service media organization. The whole idea of its establishment was to serve the public interest by disseminating information, promoting national unity, and supporting government policies. Now, this state broadcaster also receives funding directly from the government through the Ministry of Information. Now, in the last government, in the extra government, they brought them under Ministry of Communications. It's a key player in state communication, okay? Now, it has a mandate. The mandate includes providing nationwide coverage of events such as presidential activities, which are considered matters of public interest. Wherever the president goes, GBC has to be there. They are the ones to have priority access. They are responsible to amplify and to show us very important events of the state, including the president's activity, whether it's local or global. In fact, if you as a private media house would want to have certain accesses, you need to go through the state broadcaster when it comes to the president. Now, in as much as we have operated some type of semi-decentralized broadcasting in terms of the media freedom and the media independence that came after 1993, they are the only broadcast corporation with branches everywhere in the country. There is no media house that has the arsenal of media broadcasting as much as the state broadcaster. They are called the station of the nation for a reason, right? And so now 16 regions, they have coverage everywhere. TV, radio, print, online wire service. And at TV, you see GTV, GBC, GBC Government, GBC Live, GBTV Sports, Obonu TV, radio, you see them there, and print, see them there, print. Like these guys, in fact, the state-owned media in this country, if you didn't know, the state-owned media are the GBC, which is the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. They are responsible for TV and radio. Then we have the New Times Corporation, responsible for print. Okay. Now you also have the Graphic Communication Group, which is equally also responsible for print. And then online, which is digital media, you have Ghana News Agency. These ones are responsible for writing about the state. In fact, they are the first to actually put out information about the state because they are the mouthpiece of the state without bias. It is government owned, right? Of course, we've seen situations where there has been some level of government interferences and how narrative should be shared, and if you try to do your job, you get fired and so on and so forth. But that's not why we are here, just by the way. So what I'm trying to say is, for a very long time, we've seen a neglected state-owned broadcaster in GBC. And this is not just exclusive to the current government. In previous governments and even successive governments, we've seen that anytime they assume power, they tend to give certain priority access or preferential access to pro-ruling politically owned media firms or media corporations as against the state broadcaster. Now, I don't have a problem with, I really do not have an issue with media houses and how they get their news and whatnot. But when it comes to the state, now I know many of you are going to argue that, oh, Woezor TV has been with Mahama even when he was in opposition for years and so on and so forth. Yes, we do know that. We also do know that the owner of Woezor TV is my very own uncle, Stan Dobe. Solid man, fantastic guy when it comes to events, brands and events. I always respect him for that. But this is not really about the brands and events aspect. It's about what we are allowing, right? So when we raise concerns and we raise questions, because we've seen some examples in the past that were not good examples. More so, we voted for change or we voted for a reset. In the S2R government, we raised concerns when we saw a Kennedy Japan Net2 TV having a similar situation, a similar access over the state broadcaster. Even if you take it out of media and broadcasting, we have scenarios of state insurance company, SIC, being treated as an outcast and enterprise insurance company given some level of preference or priority. We also saw the National Lottery Authority, the
Yesha, all the less of it though, Chuma Chay say. A camia say, Ghana President John Dramani Mahama Betna Swono, Woezor na take GTV for a place. And your man wasn't GTV 4 year, and no Woezor 4 year. Siesha, President John Dramani Mahama, call, thank you to our voter region. Now was a GTV phone is streaming, and so a Woezor phone is streaming. And the idea a bema kwaya, a bema a Woezor for take place. A dear GTV for also muy and a dear never Woezor for take that particular place, no. After so ye shen yama bebrea say all the list of the dog can say Woezor 4 year was a GTV 1 year and the dear kwan as what GTV 1 ma anti me uncle about GTV name Woezor Queen him say Woezor a private media and yet a binding the national television a yobidia and Begbe Nedia Samre a Ghana president 1 man a deputy chief of staff a parliament and the obidia and the end be see ye be jai GTV ato ho ni akwa a Woezor say a ton no quite dia olele savedo chimche say ton ni dia satam na wo ye NDC for dia now we met makasa na we private sector say what be ye omamuni nyina dia enti say no Woezor for new osutu mi bi o say omun mom na be ye national television say ye pe Ghana president who be was here honum say Ghana president ko bia be outside even West Africa na say be ye penny streaming bia this ye ko Woezor. It shouldn't be that, but all the list of the choice say what senka GTV mom na ye eno na ye bisa say ada GTV like ne ma bia na abusiansi tie nsam na branch ya ne kapa wutimu say yes na efa ba bi nso mom ye nhwe edie ne be ma say ye no cresa say we choose ne as say GTV or the CGTV for anemu a edie ne be na basa say ye sha bra na the sitting president John Dramani Mahama eso in no say ye GBC for a platform ne so a their network was very bad. Omo sound and so nye. Enti ye bisa say omo sound no network nya eyedi entia. Is it because say that particular sitting government and all was no enhwe nani anhwe ana say empanyimfo mu da GCB ano no na enye niema ni yebusia se ye bekumasi ha say kra na ye kohwe eye Garden City Radio ni Garden City Television na ebusia asam no areho ye omulake sam niema bebre omulake niema bebre enu ye bisa say empanyimfo na isikasi wo mu nsam no na amana basa na say de bentia wanya this experience ni bia na so share because as a whole of GBT omuna to etimite ko adentimite ko nti say a whole president streaming a whole president Ghana president next our network be twitwesi ye hu super pepper ye next a private media ebetimi aya adenti no wonkonkof anasa nya ne kwan so no enti e was say eto e was say aban no nso twa nani hye sebe ya niema bi enkoyie e wo aban na japade ho no ebekoyie na sanse nkofo ye adwuma wo ho yetuo muka nso yie pa enti dia na ndi enti na beba obi ye adwuma wo enkoyie na nso obi be ye adwuma wo sane etisa se enye na se obi choose Woezor over GTV the ene egu GTV ni ehun se Ghana need national television but se Ghana go national television na se niema bi nkoyie enti ene wa choose Woezor dia na chese wa hwehwe niema na nkoyie no na wa ye ne nemom se mpanyimfo ne nso eda no na enye niema yi na aban no ede ne na si form na afa bibia atoto yi abusia Greater One TV munchemu ne ebo wo no di obi aka ne nso ya hwese e nti so adwenchwe no na de ato comment section wa my wa like wa comment ebi wa my no wa share na onye bi enye bi ahwe mo somfo na najwa eni